looking at this one, you can see that we have 3 ellipses and a circle. And we can decide how do we want to start this. You can choose to start with the circle here in the middle, or you can decide to start with your ellipse on the outside. Either way is acceptable. We just can't start with the 2 smaller ellipses on the inside. So for this example, I think I'm going to start with my circle on the inside, and then I'll build my ellipse around it. Okay, so back in AutoCAD, what I'm going to do is start with a circle center diameter. I'll go ahead and specify my center by clicking a point. I always like to kind of get a preview of my circle, and the diameter is 0.5. Next, we're going to use ellipse, and we can choose to use the center or the axis in, but in this case we're kind of stuck with using the center option since we do have a center point. I'll show you the axis in part. Well, I think I got to specify them all by that. But I'll show you the axis in on the side of this one as an example. So let's choose center. I want you to click the center of your circle. And then you got to determine how far to go out this direction. 3. And then how tall to go in the vertical direction. So how big? It's going to be 1.5. If we wanted to create this same ellipse using the axis in model, we can choose axis end. I'll click 1 point here, and now you'll notice that I have to give it the total distance that's going across, which is 6. And then I would have to give it the same height that we did from before, which is 1.5. And if I chose to do it this way, I can put my circle in the middle of this ellipse because it does have a center, and that circle diameter is 0.5. Either one of these methods would be acceptable. Okay, so let's go ahead and create the smaller ellipse on the inside. So I'll choose the center option. I want you to touch the center of your circle here. Get out as quickly as you can. Try to avoid the quadrants. Once I have my tracking, I tell it the distance that I want to go. In this case is 1. Now I can tell it how wide I want this ellipse. Just 0.25. And then how tall is this ellipse, which is 0.75. I'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Ellipse, center. I'm going to touch the center here. Get out of the circle. Try to avoid the quadrants. Come up to the tracking. Once I have my tracking, the distance is 1. How wide? 0.25. And how tall is 0.75. Let's go ahead and delete this one. So I'll just use the erase command. And then I'll do a left click here and 1 left click over here and delete that object. Okay, so that's what you should do to create this one. Fairly easy, and I hope you enjoyed watching.